Good morning, guys. Today we're going to start on our study guide for the finals. The plan is to go through a standard a day because we have 5 standards in 5 days with your mastery exam starting on Monday next week. So the first part is we're going to talk about standard 1, which is what I've taught you guys before about, is mainly about annotating, being able to draw and tell me what things are. So this first part here says label diagram with the given information. Given AC, line segment AC is perpendicular to CJ. So we know they cross. So all you have to do is make a box like that, like a 90-degree box, and that tells me that you know that those are perpendicular, that they run even with each other, and that would be a 90-degree angle. Number 2 is line segment RS is equal to line segment LA. So to do so, all you have to do is make a little line like that telling me that those two line segments are the same. That is how you can pass Power Standard 1. Label the diagram. BC, line segment BC is equal to AC. So first off, BC is equal to AC, and ACD is 114 degrees. So A to C to D here, I'm highlighting just so you see, is 114 degrees. So you just have to put 114 like that in there. That is it. That's all I'm asking for this. Label a diagram with given information. D is the midpoint of AC. Okay? Not much you can write there right now. BD bisects ABC. So bisects means it cuts it in half. So we know that's an angle, and these are going to be equal to each other. Okay? And because this first part, D is the midpoint, we know it's the middle, so we know A to D is going to be the same length as AD is the same length as DC. So we're just going to put, I'm going to have you do 2 lines so you don't get confused with the angles up above. Okay? That's all you would have to write. Now, same thing here. We're not answering anything. We're just writing and putting it on here. So it's saying CDF. So we see C here, D, and F is right there. That their angle measure is parentheses 5x minus 30 degrees. And CB or CDB, so now go in this direction, is parentheses 2x degrees. That is all you have to do. You don't have to solve for it. You just have to label it. So if it tells you to label the diagram, this is all you have to do is just label. Okay? Label diagram given information. AD is perpendicular bisector of BC. So we know AD is bisector, means it's going right in the middle, so these are going to be equal to each other. Then we know, since it's perpendicular, that this is going to be equal, so we can put our box like that with the 90-degree mark. And that's all we have to do. Now this is getting a little bit more. So PA is tangent to circle C at point A, and PB is tangent to circle C at point B. Use this information to mark all congruent, so the same segments. So what we have to do is we know, since they're tangents off of the same point, and that PB is tangent to point C at point B, and PA is tangent to circle C at point A, we know that these here are going to be the same length. Okay? We also then know, because they're tangent, that the angle here where they meet will always be a 90-degree angle. So you put the 90-degree mark there. Then lastly, what you would have to do is that we know that the circle C there is the midpoint, and that from A to C is the radius, so B to C would be the same radius. That is marking all the information that we know. And then the angles is doing the 90-degree angle there for congruency. Now, number 8. which of the following statements could not possibly be true? Circle all that apply. So angle 1 is 50 degrees and angle 2 is 130. Well, we know to meet that has to be 180 degrees. Okay, so we know statement 1 can be a true statement. Now, does the angle on here look like it? No, but it could be a true statement that way. Statement 2, measure angle 1 is 40 degrees and angle 2 is 150. We know 140 or 40 plus 150 gives us 190, so we know right now that is an untrue statement. But we have to be careful because it says circle all that applies. So we have to double check to make sure they all work. And then statement 3, measure of angle 2 is 200 degrees. This cannot be 200 degrees, so we know that that's got to be circled as well. Okay. Now, which of the following statements could not possibly be true? So again, not, and it says circle all that apply. Statement 1, the interior angle sum of a pentagon is negative 500. Well, we can't have negative, so immediately we know that's not true. The interior angle sum of a pentagon is 540 degrees. We don't know that off our hand, but we'll check and see. So if we can recall, we used a formula a little bit last year, or last semester, and a little bit this one, where we go our n minus 2, so the number of sides minus 2 times 180. So we have to go, we see that there's number of angles. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a pentagon. 5 minus 2 gives us 3 times 180, ends up giving us 540. So this one is true, so we don't circle that one. Statement 3, the measure of each exterior angle of a regular pentagon is 90 degrees. Okay, so we take 360 because we know we're going around 360 times, divided by 5. When we type that in our calculator, it comes out to be 72. So each of these angles will be 72 degrees. Well, that's not true. Okay, so that's why our interior is 72 degrees. If we take 72 minus 360, does not give us 90 degrees. So each box there is a false statement. Okay, we're going to go, these are the last two, and then we're done for the day. Now, number 2, or I'm sorry, problem 10, same thing, which one's not possibly true, and circle all apply. The area of circle O is 81 pi centimeters squared, and the area of sector AOB is 27 pi centimeters. Okay, so we know to find an area of a circle, so I'm going to just type down here, area of circle is A is equal to pi r squared. Okay, so we know our radius is 9, so we take 9 squared times pi gives us 9 times 9 gives us 81 pi. So we know, oh look, the area of that is correct. So now we have to find the area of a sector. We take the degrees. So taking the degrees, which is 120, I'm going to actually, before I do that, I'm going to write it out, kind of like I did up there. Degrees over 360 times pi r squared. Okay, so this is a sector, and this is area. So you try and remember these for the test when it comes to the test, okay? So we have to do our degrees, which is 120 over 360. When we simplify that, that comes down to be 1/3 times, we know pi r squared is 81 pi. And if we take 1/3 of 81, so 81 divided by, or times 1/3 gives us 27 pi. Look, statement 1 is true, so that can't be, that we can't say that's wrong, so we can't circle that. The area of circle O is 27. Nope, we know that's not true because we said the area is 81 right here. And the area of circle 1 is just 81 centimeters. Because we're finding area, it is always centimeters squared. Okay, so area is always got to have centimeters squared at the end. So this is not a true statement. As long as it's got the number right, but it does not have squared centimeters at the end. And then 11, which of the following statements could possibly not be true? Circle all that apply. Okay, so the length of the ladder is 13 feet and the ladder touches a wall 12 feet above the ground. Okay, so they're saying that this is 13 and this is 12. So we don't know what this would be then. The length of the ladder is 12 feet and the ladder touches the wall is 13 feet. Okay. The length of the ladder is 13 feet and the distance from the base of the ladder is 5 feet. So let's check this out. So the one saying base is 5. So let's go and do a little math with this. Okay. We know doing a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So 5 squared plus 12 squared is equal to 13 squared. So let's try that out. So we know that's 25 plus, we take 12 squared is 144, and we take 13 squared equals 169. So now let's add these together. So this is 169 equals 169. So we know that the ladder is 13 feet from the distance of the base, and the wall from the base of the ladder to the wall is 5. So we know that this one here is true. So we know statement technically 3 is true. Now we know we have to look and see that we did the 12 feet that above the ground. So we did the ladder here at 12 feet, which worked. So we know that the 12 feet above the ground is where the point is. That works. So we know that one and that one works. The length of the ladder is 12 feet, so they're saying that this part here is 12 feet, and it touches 13 feet. That does not work. So we have to say that one does not work. So you have to be able to do some math here and figure parts out. So a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared is how I found this one out. This is where we're going to stop for today. Tomorrow we'll pick up and do Power Standard 2. All right, have a great day, you guys. I'll talk to you later.